Hello, everybody. It's Bill's College Football Guy here with yet another preview and prediction video. I did a video not too long ago about some Aggies from UC Davis. Now we're talking about another set of Aggies from Utah State in the Mountain West Conference. Man, y'all went through the ringer last year. I mean, I'm not going to go into it about former head coach Blake Anderson and his termination and the lawsuits and everything else involved in it. You look up head coach Blake Anderson termination. You're going to find a whole bunch of videos. I'm not going to cover and get into that. That's got stuff that speaks for itself. I'm not talking about the past. I'm talking about the future. So, one of the more salacious, scandalous moments, perhaps, of the Mountain West Conference is Bronco Mendenhall leaving fellow Mountain West school, New Mexico, to become the head coach at Utah State. He has his first season there, back in the state of Utah, longtime BYU head coach. So the staff will come in here. Who's coming to staff? Who is on his new staff? Kevin McGivern. His first season as offensive coordinator. This is actually the third time he's been at Utah State under staff. In fact, he was the offensive coordinator for Utah State in 2013 and 2014. So it's not exactly a new thing here. Last year, Kevin was the passing game coordinator and wide receivers coach at San Jose State. The previous OC, Kyle Cefalo, is now the passing game coordinator and wide receivers coach at Cal. Under Cefalo last year, Utah State was 6th in total offense in FBS. You're like, what the hell? You're 4-8 with 6 total. What the hell happened? Well, because of the head coach leaving, Nate Dreiling, I think that's his name is, I apologize if I'm wrong, was the defensive coordinator, also had to become the head coach, but he stayed DC, so he was doing both jobs. I don't think he could fully focus on the defense doing that, injuries and everything else around to it. New defensive coordinator was Nick Howell. He was previously Broncos defensive coordinator at New Mexico. Now, when Dreiling was double dipping, obviously the problems were there. And Utah State was 129th in total defense. That's near the bottom. So you replace him with New Mexico's defensive coordinator, Nick Howell. New Mexico was 130th in defense. You got a coordinator worse than what you had. You're supposed to improve. Hopefully the familiarity would help. But anyway, should we go into the roster here and a little bit of a preview part of this? Okay, first off, quarterback room. There's a lot of redshirt freshman, unexperienced quarterbacks. Primarily, you got, was it Anthony Garcia, the redshirt sophomore, transfer from Arizona, Jacob Grover, the redshirt senior. But realistically, this is Bryson Barnes' job to lose. I mean, he didn't play much, but I like what I'm seeing. I mean, statistically, and I got a chance to see a little bit here and there. I mean, there's potential. I like that because, 77 for 126. Yeah, they're right home about. 856 yards. Nothing right home about. 12 touchdowns, 6 picks. He ain't afraid to sling it. I like the gunslinger mentality personally. So, but it's like, but willing to make plays, and it's like he's willing. And with this situation, he's a redshirt senior. His last shot out, he's going to go out swinging. So, it's his job to lose. I think he's going to do pretty good in there for the quarterback. Now, running back wise, we have a lot of guys who are back into the rotation here, but I focus primarily on their top 3. It seems to me like they're going to be a 3-way battle for the starting running back. Mike Davis, the redshirt senior transfer from BYU, didn't have at least running backs. He had to have at least 100 yards rushing. He didn't have that last year at BYU. Derek Jamison, the held over junior from last year's roster, 15 carries, 143 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And Jamin Jacobs, the redshirt junior transfer from the Bronco from New Mexico, 40 carries, 277 yards, and 3 touchdowns. So nothing really to write home about. But I think those are going to be your 3-man race pretty much to be the starting running back for Utah State this coming season. Now, wide receiver room, I have a major problem. This is by far the weakest room on the entire damn team. The weakest. By far, the weakest room. All you have to do to get on my scale is catch 10 passes in a season. That's it. Now, they have transfers all over the place. I mean, they're holdover players. Kahanu Davis, the redshirt senior. Jackson Olsen, the redshirt sophomore. Braden, our redshirt sophomore. They're holdovers from last year's squad from Utah State. And then you got a boatload of transfers. Corey Thompson Jr., the junior transfer from UNLV. Demick Starling, the redshirt senior transfer from Western Kentucky. Brady Boyd, the redshirt senior transfer from Texas Tech. Braden Pegan, the redshirt junior transfer from UCLA. Carlos Gillespie, the redshirt freshman transfer from Illinois, who actually did a little bit of stuff. And none of them have 10 catches at the FBS level last season. None. Very, very inexperienced room. You've got redshirt freshmen and freshmen here, a couple sophomores. Nope. From what I can find, the point is, okay, I missed one guy. That's fine. One. 4 would be nice. You can't get 4 guys with 10. Like, jeez. And the guys you bring in don't have game experience either. Wide receiver room, I'm a little bit up for suspension. But the problem is, the tight end room, 2-man battle for the starting tight end. I mean, Grayson Brousseau, the redshirt freshman, he's going to play in depth. There's a couple other freshmen who can battle into this, but it's a 2-man battle to see who the starting tight end is going to be. Both of them redshirt seniors. You got Brock Lane, 19 receptions, 197 yards, 2 touchdowns. And Josh Sturzer, 20 receptions, 202 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Both averaging 10 yards of reception. So it's pretty even battle for there. The best unit on the offense is the offensive line. The offensive line, there is pretty solid. A lot of guys who are holdovers from last year's roster. Transfers primarily center guard position, but I think that will be because of who's there. Even though it's a new system, I think that'll run well. So I think, realistically, I think the offensive line might be the best room in the whole offense. Defensively, let's get into that. Speaking of transfers having an impact, good Lord. I mean, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 guys who legitimately got a shot to do something. A couple of them, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of the 11. Inoka Magau, the redshirt senior. Carl Nesmith, the redshirt junior. William Holmes, the sophomore. Brian Vogel, the redshirt sophomore. Cole Keel, the redshirt sophomore, who was an offensive lineman, switched over to defensive line. Tanner Jolly, the redshirt sophomore. None of them had at least 10 tackles on defense. Every defensive position can get 10 tackles. That's all I'm asking. 10 tackles. That's it. Now, normal, and you also have some transfers coming in. Oh boy. Y'all pick some names, man, at Utah State. Because I've had this for years with y'all's roster. Utah and BYU have theirs, but y'all pick one just specially out of there that's just a tongue twister. I pray I get this right. Kone Amua Iangalule. Kone Amua Iangalule. Like DJ. Junior transfer from Mount San Antonio Junior College. He didn't have anything measurable either. Now, we had some FBS guys here who made plays here. We got 1, 2, 3. Going worst to first, we got Bo Male, the redshirt senior, 19 tackles and a half sack. You've got Noki Fahina, the redshirt senior transfer from New Mexico State, 29 tackles. And you got Gabriel Iniguez Jr., the redshirt senior, 29 tackles and a half sack. Okay. FCS numbers, normally for defensive linemen, you're like, it's FCS for defensive line. Tyler Morris, the redshirt junior transfer from Lafayette College. Not Louisiana Lafayette College. 63 tackles, 2 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 4 pass deflections. Playing edge. And if he basically, on the defensive line, he's all over the place. I think he's going to make some plays on the defensive line because you do that many tackles, you're all over the damn place. So it's going to be on there, but at least you've got guys who've done something. Linebacker room, there's a lack of game experience because you've got, realistically, there's a lot of sophomores, redshirt freshmen and freshmen who have just one sophomore, was Matare Brown, the sophomore transfer from Snow College. Craig McDonald, he's lined up at linebacker, but he also can play safety. He's a redshirt senior, but he really didn't do anything, so he's basically going to be benched. Whether he's in secondary or in the linebackers, he's going to be at bench. You've also got Tymir Burton, the redshirt sophomore transfer from East Mississippi Community College. None of them have at least 10 FBS tackles. We have two guys who have stats. Bronson Olivao Jr., the redshirt junior, 23 tackles, 3.5 sacks. And John Miller, the redshirt senior, 52 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 pass deflections. So at least you've got something going there, unlike the wide receiver room. Secondary, the best room on the entire team, not even a contest. Good Lord. Y'all got some playmakers on this group. Okay. Now, there are some guys who don't make plays. There's a lot of transfers from New Mexico in the secondary. There's a lot. Now, there are some guys here who don't really do anything. A couple of guys from FCS here who actually do something. Those who didn't really register anything, we got Amari Okeke, the grad transfer, and he's a redshirt senior, not even a grad transfer. He's a redshirt senior. I wrote the wrong thing down here. Noah Flores, a redshirt sophomore. Titan Saxton, the redshirt sophomore. Courage Ugo, love the name, redshirt junior. E.J. Fisk, redshirt junior. D'Angelo Mays, a sophomore. All holdovers from last year's squad. None of them had at least 10 tackles at the FBS level. I'm going to mention one of the guys from FCS right here. Dylan Tucker, the redshirt senior transfer from Elon, not Elon Musk, Elon. 29 tackles, a pick, and 3 pass deflections. Not great, but it could be back-end rotation, right? Now, as for the guys who had at least... I'm going to mention the last FCS guy because it's a mirror image. This is where you look at the tackle numbers and you're like... had to do it because, gee, where'd you get these guys? Bobby Arnold III, the redshirt junior transfer from Mexico, 21 tackles. All right. Bryson Taylor, the senior transfer from Mexico, 57 tackles and 10 pass deflections. 57 tackles is 4th place. 57 tackles is 4th place. 3rd place, Ike Larson, holdover from last year's squad, redshirt senior, 80 tackles, 1 pick, 9 pass deflections. One of the FCS guys, Brevin Hamblin, the junior transfer from Utah Tech, he's FCS. 91 tackles, 2 forced fumbles, 2 pass deflections. He's going to do something. And then Noah Avenger, the redshirt senior transfer to New Mexico, the beast. 91 tackles, 1 pick, and 5 pass deflections for New Mexico's defense. So you got, this secondary is going to cause problems to a lot of the quarterbacks. The front 7 may have issues and they're going to grow. This is one of the rare cases where I'm going to say they're going to throw it short and not challenge the secondary deep because they're going to get in trouble if they do. And that because of that, it's going to slow the opposing offense down a little bit. And I think that's going to help Utah State on the season and actually help out. One of the rare times you say we're a great secondary is actually going to help out the front 7. Normally it's the front 7 helps the secondary. I think it's going to be the other way around this year. All right. Done enough yapping. Time to get to the schedule part of this, the schedule prediction part of this, right? All right, we start off the season at home against UTEP. I already covered this game in the UTEP prediction video. You're going to beat UTEP at home. Following game, you go on the road at College Station against Texas A&M. Texas A&M plays UTSA at home the week before. You only played A&M once before. That was in 2009. A&M won. What a shock. 38-30 at College Station. 38-30, that's not bad. Texas A&M's looking to go 2-0 all time against Utah State. And sorry, Utah State, they're going 2-0 against you. You're getting the loss. Then you're at home against Air Force. Air Force had a bye the week before. So you played A&M, and then you go at home to play Air Force after getting beat up. They got 2 weeks to prepare for you, even though they're on the road. Last meeting was in 2023. Air Force won 39-21 at the Academy. And I say, well, Air Force is the worst school. Air Force runs the ball. Your weakness is your front 7. They don't throw it where your secondary is. Even though you're at home, I got you losing to Air Force. Then you go back home stay home against McNeese State. Put that out the way. McNeese State plays Weber State at home the week before. McNeese State's in Lake Charles, Louisiana. This is the first ever meeting between McNeese State and Utah State. And Utah State goes 1-0 and beats McNeese State. Then you go on the road. I give you all props. 2 SEC opponents on the road at Vandy. Hey, it's still Vandy. Vandy plays Georgia State at home the week before. This is the first ever meeting between Utah State and Vandy. It's Diego Pavia who's running his mouth. I really hope as much trash talk as in, I would love y'all to shut him up in Nashville. I would love it. I just don't see it. So I'm going to give Vanderbilt the victory over Utah State. So now you're 2-3 going into your first bye. You come out of the bye on the road at Hawaii. I covered this game in the Hawaii prediction video. You're going to go all the way to Hawaii and win. You're going to beat Hawaii. You come back home for a Friday night game after that big win at Hawaii against San Jose State at home. San Jose State plays Wyoming at home. Or actually plays at Wyoming the week before. Last meeting was in 2023. San Jose State won 42-21 at San Jose. I looked at the rosters. I looked at everything going on here. And I looked at the matchups. And I'm like, a lot of people give San Jose State pops on here. This is one of the matchups I look at as a coin flip. Who's home? You are. Utah State's going to beat San Jose State. Now, this game could be overtime and real damn close, and it realistic. Next game could flip. But I'm giving you the victory over San Jose State on a game under the Friday night lights. Then you go on the road, the Bronco Bowl at New Mexico. I already covered this game in the New Mexico prediction video. You're going to Albuquerque and you're losing to New Mexico. It's going to hurt, but you're going to lose. Then you get your second bye. Come out of the bye at home against Nevada. Both schools have a bye going in this game, so both schools are going to be ready for this. Last time you played Nevada was in 2023, and you won. Utah State won 41-24 in Logan. Well, guess what? You're beating them again, so you're beating Nevada again. Then you go on the road at UNLV. I covered this game in the UNLV preview and prediction video. You're going to own Allegiant Stadium on the road, and you're going to lose that game. Then you stay on the road at Fresno State. Fresno State plays Wyoming at home the week before. Wyoming is all of a sudden becoming popular. Last meeting was in 2023. Fresno State won 37-32 in Logan. Fresno's going to be a better team. Fresno's at home. The only way Fresno's going to win these games is by slinging it down the field, and E.J. Warner throws more picks than he does touchdowns, and you have one of the best secondaries in the conference, if not the best. You're going to go on the road to Fresno and beat Fresno State. Then you finish the season at home, Friday Night Lights, again, against Boise State. I covered this game in the Boise preview and prediction video. You're losing to Boise State. Sorry about that, but you're going to big win on the road at Fresno, but you're going to come back home and lose. Dang it, stay there. At home to Boise, but because of that victory over Fresno, you were 4-8 last year. You're going bowling. You're 6-6, 4-4 in the Mountain West. So, considering the turmoil from last year, the roster turnover, there's a lot of experience that's going to be lost on this team. Transfers from New Mexico, but there's some young talent. Concern, Utah State. Who's your QB next year? That's going to be an issue because your top two are both redshirt seniors. They're both going to be gone. But that's for next year. So I've done enough yapping. Time for me to talk about this. Why don't you let me know what you think about all this down in the comments. So again, thanks everybody for watching the video. If you haven't done it already, do me the favor. Please smash that like button. Hit the thumbs up. It helps with the algorithm. Helps the video be seen by more people. Comment on the video. All right. I'm going to run through the schedule again without all the extras. You tell me who's winning these games, what their record's going to be, who's winning these games down in the comments. All right, schedule again. Home against UTEP, at Texas A&M, home against Air Force, home against McNeese State, at Vanderbilt, then they get their first bye, at Hawaii out of the bye, Friday night game at home against San Jose State, at New Mexico, By the way, if I don't say the time, the date, it's Saturday. If it's any date other than Saturday, I'm going to tell you what the date is. So Friday game is home against San Jose State, on the road at New Mexico. Then they get their second bye, out of the bye, home against Nevada, at UNLV, at Fresno State, and then home on Friday night against Boise State. So let me know what you think about that and what their record's going to be down in the comments. Share the video if you want to, and if you haven't done it already, check out some of the other videos I've done. If you like them, hey, subscribe to the channel. On the way to 1K. We're getting there. We're getting there. Hopefully we can. Hopefully we can. If you want to follow me on the craziness and lunacy that is X, the link is in the description. So again, thanks everybody for watching this video. More preview and prediction videos are going to be coming up. There's also Pac-12 news that's going to be mixed in and sprinkled in with all of this. This is coming out on Monday. Hopefully everything gets finalized with Texas State. I'd like to know what their share is. I'll be doing something on that. Hopefully we'd like to do everything on it, but, you know, hey, what are you going to do? So again, thanks everybody for watching the video. Hope everybody's having a great Monday. Be safe out there, and please be good to each other.